Well, hello.
Well. Hey, kittens. How y'all doing? How y'all doing this evening?
How's everyone doing today?
What's going on? How's everybody doing?
What's happening? What's the word? What's the gaga? What's the gags?
Yeah, what's the word? It's the word is the bird. What the word? It's the word is the bird.
There we go. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 137 of the BGKH Show.
3, 7.
I am so excited to see you kids. We've got a lot to talk about this week. It's been a fun and exciting week in the world with some lots of good stuff. I
Yes,
mean,
indeed.
there's always some foolishness going on, but this week we're going to talk about the good things going on in the world. Ooh, excuse me.
Listen, how does Ann Nesby say it? Loving is really my game. Foolishness is the game that's always going on in this world.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Well, how was your week, dear?
So my week has been good. I am still making some headway with my issues, and I'm gonna fill you guys in once everything is taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm making headway, and I see the light at the end of the tunnel. And more importantly, I am prepping for 30 days of motherfucking epic because it starts on June 1, because that's what we're doing. I am like 172 days behind on posting my damn Facebook post. But, again,
I was like,
listen, it's so funny because I get this block as I go to write stuff. And then it's like, wait, I can't think. Oh, I'll come back to it later. And then a day passed, another day passed. But I have to thank everybody for when I talk to them, it makes me think of other things. I'm like, now I got something else. So I have like 6 different things I have to put together. But yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting week. Work has been good. I woke up every day, so let me be clear about that. I'm happy about that, and any day above ground is good. Yeah, I'm gonna send some shouts and some prayers and condolences out to some friends and family and loved ones. I know this has been a rough week for several people, and some trying days for others. And so I'm extending my condolences as well as some warming affirmations, loves, hugs, whatever you may need, and just healing energies, because it's been a rough week for a lot of people. So, but other than that, it's been pretty good. My week. How about you? How's your week been?
It was cute. We had work is it's low key. I be trying not to get too lazy and not get up until like 11:30, 12 o'clock. But I'd be like, well, my first meeting is until 11, so I'm gonna roll out this bed around 10 o'clock. So
wait a minute. I don't mean to stop you. I don't mean to interrupt you, but is that my little brother that's in here? Lord have mercy. It is infamous. Lord have mercy. I'm so happy to see you. Hey, love. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. It's all good. So that was that. Although, Monday is a holiday, and, the contract I work under, we don't get paid on Monday. Get paid on holidays, and I don't get PTO from the company that I work for. So my boss was like, well, you could do an alternative schedule. And I was like, what exactly does that mean? Because, I need to be clear before I agree to some shit.
Right.
Like, oh, well, you just, somehow work out 40 hours during the week, but you got to have legitimate work to do. And I told her, I was like, yeah, I got some work to do. I got some way to, make it work like I did an extra 2 hours worth of work. And it's already clear that I'm not exactly, burning the candle at both ends with this job, but I know how to make 2 additional hours a day appear on Tuesday through Friday. So, we're going to make it work.
Come on, somebody, because we can listen. We can give you what you need. We can give you what you want.
Like, right. I was like, yeah, I got to transfer all of this stuff to the unifier, and that'll be at least 2 hours a day. And I was like,
yeah, we can give you everything that you want. So
listen, and quite a bit more. Yeah. So so that worked out fine. So no big whoop there. I did get word back on this one opportunity. Then it was a pass, so that didn't work out. It was going to be a job with Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield that was 100% remote. Child, she was going to kick me into a new tax bracket.
That's amazing.
But she didn't work out, so we'll keep working. and
But you know what?
Moving forward, because I'm the kind of person that, like, as soon as I put in a job application, I be like, girl, fuck this job. I'm about to leave this hole in 2 weeks anyway. So I got to be careful not to detach totally from the job until I actually get some shit going on. Because that was what I didn't do at United. That was why, like, everybody was like, you got the job, you got the job. I was like, girl, until I get on that plane to Chicago, it is not real. You know,
we know how this economy is. We know how crap it is. We know. We definitely know.
See how that ultimately worked out. So,
well, you know, we in this damn pizza pie. That's the thing.
Yeah, and that wasn't my fault at all. So,
yeah, but I was gonna say you just mentioned something about the opportunity didn't come through. But here's the thing: we never know who's paying attention to us or who we've interviewed with and who might keep us in mind for something else. Because I swear that's what I'm getting a lot of lately, where I've interviewed for several positions, but I've built these relationships with people where I can actually call them and kind of say, hey, I have this job that's in this field that I'm getting ready to apply for. Would you kind of walk me through some of these steps and, help me out with this? And, do you think this would be a great fit? They're like, oh my God, this would be amazing. So at least I know that there's value in what I'm presenting. And it's just a matter of how I'm actually putting it together and for that particular organization. So it's help, and it's maybe help that I may have needed and may not have thought that I did need. But so, I mean, that's always a thing. So that interview, while it may have been a pass, who knows what that could bring? Yeah,
we'll see. For one, it always is helpful to go through the exercise of creating a custom version of a resume. So, because that actually ended up working out well and helping me do that. And I enjoyed our walk through, what is it called? Palisade Estates.
Wait a minute. Let me just back up. Because I can't see this. I just want to make sure I'm clear. How many people are in the chat right now? I just want to make sure I understand this.
8
people in the chat. Hello, testing. Can everyone hear me? Can you all hear me clearly? I just want to make sure. I see Eccentric. I see Michael. I see Mikey D. I even see my line brother Lonzy. Can you all hear me? Can you just drop something in the chat? Just let me know that you can hear me. That I'm live, because I want to make sure that I'm crystal clear when I mention this. Is everybody here? Can you all hear me?
Hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say what you got to say.
So Lola's here. Okay. All right. Okay. I just want to make sure. So. It's Equestrian Estates. That's the name of the
yes.
villa area. But this little walk we went on. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we had this conversation on air. We talked about what time start? 9 a.m. So, oh my God, Tyra, you're here just in time. We talked about a 9 a.m. start for this walk on a Saturday.
Yes.
Now, if any of you listen, y'all know damn well, don't call me before no single digits, especially if they're saying about no paycheck. Don't call me at those single digits in the morning, and definitely not on the weekend. But so the links showed up at around like 8:30, 8:45-ish or whatever. We were sitting down, we were just talking,
good for him,
chatting, and
good for him.
We were just chatting about we were just talking about life and everything.
Go ahead. That's good for him.
So much talking going on that we didn't realize what time it was. And when I looked up, it was 10 after 9.
No, it was 5 after 9.
It was 10 after 9.
Your clocks are fast in your house, which must account for why you.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
But okay, so if they're fast, you had 9:05 and I had 9:10, so that means they're about 5 minutes fast. Is that what you're saying?
Just let it go.
Okay. I want to make sure, because I just want to make sure. I want to make sure.
I think the important part was that we got our exercises.
The important part is that you were not here at 9 a.m. I want everybody to understand.
I just want everybody to understand how deep into the world we had to go, and I was unfamiliar with the back roads, and like my car
lies, garbage, and fairy tales.
It was just a
damn well your ass has been here several times. Lies, garbage, and fairy tales on this day of May. Lies, garbage, and fairy tales. Oh Lord, have mercy, Jesus. Oh, help me, Lord. Oh. But
is he talking to you?
What I'm saying is, I don't exactly eccentric 9 a.m.
Eccentric. No one asked you.
Lola even chimed in because Lola even hit me up and said, "Oh my goodness, I wanted to go for the walk, but I think she had some other issues and some other stuff that came up. I think it was something physical that she wasn't able to walk. And listen, I'm fine with that because we can always make this happen another day. But listen, your Brista was late."
Anyway, so we had a nice walk through the neighborhood, and we saw every nook and cranny of every cul-de-sac in the neighborhood because I thought we were just going to sort of take a leisurely walk through the neighborhood. I didn't know this was going to be like walking through the Alps. So, we're going up the hill and down the hill and I felt like the fucking guy on Price is Right. And then when we walked through, we didn't walk past the cul-de-sac. I was like, so why are we walking down this cul-de-sac? Because it's a dead end. We walked down, we literally followed the sidewalk. So I was like, all right.
And wait, we must also say it's a cul-de-sac. So that means it is round.
Yes.
Round. So
yes.
That means as we're walking and doing these, because it was supposed to be a 5-mile walk, but let me be clear, it was not 5 miles. It was 4.3 miles, or it's like 4.3 miles, whatever. Yes. But that's okay, because through the first cul-de-sac, I noticed someone who happened to have been late was cutting off some of the walking distance in the cul-de-sac. So instead of, we already know the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Well, baby,
exactly.
He was straight lining everything. So while we had 4.3
efficiency, Brista,
while we had 4.39 miles on our time, somebody only had like 4.1 on theirs. But again,
4.27. So you only gained an extra 1/10 of a mile by going and walking all of that extra sidewalk.
But more importantly, Pedro, you were late.
And then afterwards, as we were walking, he took us through Cicada Acres. Now, where I live in the city, we've only just begun to see the cicadas. In fact, up until yesterday, I didn't even really hear the background hum of the cicadas. And then one day, when I came out the house yesterday and it was really quiet, I finally heard the hum. But over in Equestrian Estates, baby, that hum, it was like, like right here in your ear. And okay, it was a lot, but it was fine. It was fine. Ultimately, it was totally fun, and I enjoyed the walk. Then I felt good having my breakfast at the Dutch Farmers Market.
Yeah, Tyra, you know what? I cannot with you with talking about the reasons like the earth, the wind, and the fires. I cannot with you. But yes,
exactly.
Breakfast was good. We had a great time over at there. So we just sat and chit-chatted. And I think we may have a BGKH fan who is now trying to go and walk a ball. So we're gonna figure that out. We're gonna try to chronicle that. We're gonna see how this is gonna work, because we had a brother that wanted to talk about this. So
he got a body. I
don't know where Links is, but we were having this conversation and he got so excited about the ballroom scenes. We were talking about that. But listen, I'm here for it, and so I need to find out. And please, I need y'all to hold me accountable to this. Find out the date of the latex ball, because I'm gonna try to organize something so we can kind of go up and see. Because there's I'm finding it. I'm amazed that there are some people that have never been to a ball or whatever. And so while there are several balls that go on and all across the country, listen, I'm trying to take you to a quality ball and something that happens, because there's several little key functions. And if you don't know the girls, then you're not necessarily going to get what it should have gave. So right. a big ball like the latex ball, you get to see a lot of stuff. And, but please hold me accountable, because I'm going to try to do something so that we can get to that. So who knows? Maybe we'll do a live show from there. Who knows?
So I was thinking where we could go this week. I was thinking we could go and park. You know that parking area that's next to the airport?
Which airport? You talking about Reagan or BWI?
Reagan Airport.
So you mean the cell phone lot? If you're talking about,
it's across the street it's across GW Parkway from the cell phone lot.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's on the same side, like you're literally right there by the back end of the the airfield.
So as you're going in, it's that first one to the right or whatever.
Yes.
Like, okay, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
So we could do that, and then we could walk down past the airport, and then through all of the woods and all of that. But I mean, it's a trail the whole way. So this time, 10 a.m.
Oh, we're doing so. It's this Saturday. Wait, Saturday morning. Hold on. That is this Saturday the 5th? No, it's not the 5th. That's next Saturday.
This is the last Saturday of the month, and I think it is the 5th Saturday.
No, I'm talking about the date. So it's not June 5th. That's
no,
not
this Saturday is the 29th.
Okay. All right. Okay. No. So that's fine. Okay. So Saturday, what time?
10 a.m. Well,
10
first of
a.m.
all, I'll be picking you up, so it'll be fine. So you'll get there when I arrive.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Oh, okay, girl, catch the bus then. Fine. Fuck you. Okay, good.
Again, you said, it's called Dangerfield Island. Okay.
We're going to be going across Dangerfield Island, but where we're going to start. So if you are coming past the airport and the airport is on your right-hand side, there's a big parking lot where people park, and you can picnic right there right before you get up onto 395 to go across. What is that? The 14th Street? Is that the 14th Street Bridge? Yeah, right across.
That's the 14th Street Bridge. Yeah,
as you go across the 14th Street Bridge, so we can park there, and then we could walk back the other way and do the key spot where the kids carry on, and we could see what we could see, or we could go back the other way past the airport. So we got options. So we'll figure that out.
Okay.
So,
right, eccentric 10 a in the mornings. Yes, 10 a.m.s.
10 a.m. and then afterwards we can go by Balducci's.
Come on, Balducci's. I haven't been there in a minute.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And then yesterday I went and got my hair cut, and I hadn't been to the barber in 14, 15 months.
Because he asks about you all the time. He's like,
he asks about me all the time.
He's like, how's he doing? What's going on? How's he doing? I was like, he's fine. Like, he's like, what? Okay. Somebody asked me. I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
I hadn't forgot about him, but first I was unemployed for 9 months, so I was like, I don't have any reason. I was getting my hair cut every week because I was out and about in the world, seeing people all the time, and I was at a level in my career and at that job where it was important for me, at least for my own thing, to like always be sort of freshly cut, and I was making enough money to do it. But then I was unemployed. Then even once I started working, I was like, girl, I'm working at home. I literally never see anybody. We don't have to turn on our cameras or do anything. And since we were still in the middle of a pepperoni pizza,
the panini is real.
I wasn't going out anywhere, so I was like, why pay money to have a fresh cut to be sitting in the house?
The panini is real. Listen, can we just take them on? All the YouTube folks are coming in. Come on, Spill It Boy. Come on, Really B. Where's Abby? I ain't seen Abby in here yet. Is El Teddy coming too? Listen, these are all the YouTube fans and my family that's here. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. Like, it's always fun to see y'all. And listen, check them out on YouTube as well, because they have some wonderful friggin' reviews on shows and everything else. So definitely do that.
So I get there and I walk in. So, first of all, I knew that after a year and some change, I couldn't just be like, hey, I want to go back to my Thursday at 6 p.m. So I was like, when can you fit me in? Right. And he texted me back talking about noon on Tuesday. I was like, let me check this schedule. So it's fine. So I get there at noon, and I thought he was finishing up someone, but that was not the case. And of course, my schedule, which was free at the time I made the appointment, suddenly had a 1 o'clock. So I was like, okay, 12 is fine. I didn't get in the chair until like 12:45. And then and as soon as I walk in the barbershop, it's still, the number 9, C, in first Roman, second. And I was like, it's like I never left.
And then at that point, I always stop him, and I'm always like, is that what we're doing today? Can you just cut my hair? Can you just cut my hair? Please just cut my hair.
All I do is nod and say yeah at the appropriate time, because no matter what he says, all you have to do is say yeah, or that's crazy.
But I'm laughing because he's finally gets to the point where he's like, you don't want to hear this, do you? And I'm like, can you just finish cutting my hair, please? Like
you do a great job with my hair and my beard and all of that, but I don't need none of this other stuff. And I was like, because I don't go to church, I don't do none of that. Him and the dude that was in the chair, who was this attractive, tall, light-skinned dude, who apparently had let his hair grow for like 2.5, 3 years and finally decided to get it cut or whatever. So which was why it took much longer than Fred had planned, because dude's appointment was like 11:15 or whatever, and he was like, it was so long I couldn't even really get the clippers in it, so he had to like take it down by layers. It was that long and thick. So anyway, so they started talking to something about TD Jakes and all this stuff, and I was like, I don't fuck with TD Jakes because he threw his son out of the house when he was 16 years old for being gay. So I don't listen to nothing that he says about how a parent should act. And they were all like, oh, for real? I didn't know that. Yeah, you probably don't know that. And they was talking about his houses and all this other kind of shit. And I was like, I'm gonna fuck about that. So
he does a great job, but I have to really monitor him and I have to kind of keep him on track, because afterwards it's like, dude, like, don't sit down. Like, I want you to eat, take care of yourself and all that good stuff. Like, don't pass out while you cut my hair. But I mean, come on, like, can we get through this? Because you start getting on people about being late and how, you can't squeeze them in and everything else, but you talking too damn much. Like, I get it. It's your shop and you can do whatever you want, but you don't.
I get for him, it's also a social outlet too. So I kind of let it pass until he's dating. One thing I could say, it's never delved. There's never been any like, homophobia or transphobia or anything like that. It's just it's just colored foolishness.
Well, so it's interesting because how I actually got to him was some guy that I actually dated a while ago. Mm-hmm. This was like, I went to him and I started going to him like 2006, 7, 8, somewhere around there. And so he always asked me about him, and everybody I've brought into the shop for the most part has known or either have been gay or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I don't, it's not even up for conversation. Like, I don't feel like I have to announce what I do in bed or whatever. Like, I don't have to do any of that, but he just makes the assumption for whatever reason that everybody is heterosexual. I guess that's how he thinks. Because when we were having a conversation one time, he was saying something about, he asked me something about how's my dating life going or something like that. And I was like, and I said something like, yeah, well, I'm not really dating anybody. If I'm gonna date some guys over and so on. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, he said, I was like, yeah, Fred, I'm gay. He's like, well, okay, well, that's cool, But I noticed his tone and his conversation started to change, and it wasn't a bad thing, but it was the fact that I felt like he was trying to pay attention to what he said, and I'm like, Fred, like, you've been saying everything you wanted to say all this time, and you haven't said anything that was completely out of order, and it hasn't been necessarily directed towards me. But trust me, if you say something that's out of order to me, bitch, we gonna stop this whole conversation and address this. Like, what we gonna do? Right now, if I have to walk out with a half a head,
I will walk out of the shop with my beard half done. If you say,
if I have to walk out with a half a head done, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But I hate to lose you because you cut the shit out of my hair. But and beyond that, like, I consider him, because I've been going to him for so long. I consider him. Like, I've had moments where I may not have been able to pay for, or I had to kind of finagle and do some fiduciarily responsible or irresponsible stuff and all that. And he's been flexible. So that works for me. So, he's cool. I make sure I tip him well. I try to give him a small little gift at, Christmas time around his birthday, because his birthday's next month as well. So I try to,
what day is his birthday?
I want to say his birthday is in the end of June, like either the 16th or 26th, something like that. But I want to.
Fairly wide range. Thank you very much for not giving me any information that's helpful.
You know why? Because you missed that. You were late.
Okay, I got it. Okay, all right. I will listen. Very good. Okay, I was late one time. I've never slept all the way through an event.
Let's be clear. Let me be clear. Yes, I slept through. I had very good reasons for sleeping through. Thank you very much.
So did I. I was asleep before I fucking got here.
Does not change the fact that your ass was late.
Anyway.
Late. where you're going through some sort of change, some sort of psychological change in your
As
life.
I was saying before, I was
late,
rudely interrupted by you bitches.
Where is Lynx? Why is he not in this room?
He's still tired from all of them hills and valleys that you took us through.
He shouldn't be. His ass is in the gym. He's been posing up, doing body, yaddy. So come on, lift some weights, pump some.
True.
Get that blood pumping.
I do want to say, we can go ahead and touch on this now. So I caught this show called Pause with Sam J.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't got a chance to take a look at that yet.
She is a lesbian comedian. She used to be, excuse me. She was a writer on SNL, and now
we talked about her.
Yeah, she had a special on HBO. I think it was HBO or Netflix. Maybe it was
Netflix. Because I saw her special.
But now she has a show, and I didn't think I was going to be able to get into it at first because it took the format of a house party. So it was her girlfriend, a bunch of her black friends, and 2 white people that I guess they know or whatever. But it was like you're sitting, the camera is the other invited guest as all of these people were talking. And you and I have both said nigga on a number of occasions, but just the number of times they said it, it was like, nigga, so what's up, nigga? How you doing today, nigga? What's going on, nigga? I mean, these niggas did this, and nigga, it was 4:00 in the morning, and nigga, I got up and was like, nigga. And I was just like, God damn. I mean, do you all know any other words? I mean, damn. And it was kind of off-putting to me because, listen, I don't give a fuck about those white people there. It wasn't even that, but it was just like, y'all don't have no other. It just felt like, I don't know. I felt like I needed to work through my feelings on it because I felt like I didn't want to be like, but white people are watching, because it really wasn't that. I just felt like even among the black people I know, I mean, we all have said nigga, but it was just so. I mean, even Paul Mooney didn't say nigga that much.
Well, but you know what? 2 things with that. Paul Mooney was a smooth motherfucker, and let's just put it out there. And when he said nigga, it was like it was an appropriate niggation. like it fit. Like it
was an accent.
It called for nigga. That's what it called for at that particular point. Now. Right. I mean, some people still may say that was too much and it's extra and all that good stuff, but it kind of worked for him. But the other part of that too is I remember somebody growing up, I don't know if it was my grandmother, if it was a teacher or whoever, somebody said, with all the curse words, to me, it shows that there's a lack of vocabulary when you keep using the same curse words. And I'm like, I said, okay, so I looked at that as a challenge. And so while I have a filthy garbage mouth, like, let me be clear, it's garbage. It can be it can be garbage. But I try to not use words, those curse words so much. And definitely nigga is not one of them. Like I even feel I don't feel uncomfortable saying it, but I'm like, it's not appropriate. I just don't, it's not, that doesn't fit anywhere.
It's just not a word that I use regularly. Now, if it come on in a song, I will say the word. I mean, clearly I will say it, but it's not a word that is in my everyday vocabulary. Like months can go by before I would say nigga, because it's just not something that is just that would just come up, in my everyday vocabulary. So then that was like the first part of the show. And then they were talking about, because what the first segment was about coons and what constitutes a coon. And so then they talked about then she did like an interview segment with some conservative Black Republicans. And then like the show took on like a whole different kind of character. And I actually got into it. And then the last part was talking about, what was the rules to be Black. And so then they came up with the nigga constitution or some shit like that. And it was actually very funny. And this
but then Paul Mooney did something like that about the nigga constitution.
Of course, it's never new. It's never new.
Well, no, okay.
It ended with the nigga national anthem is "Return of the Mac," and I was like, I'm with it. I'm with it because "Return of the Mac" is the best song ever made, and I dare you to fight me on that. I dare you to fight me. You lied to me. Yes, I did. Yes, I tried. Return of the Mac. Yeah. Return of the Mac. Oh.
You know, it's funny because today I literally in a staff meeting was singing. I wound up singing Curtis Mayfield. Mm-hmm. And I was like, we were talking about our doing something with our clients. The people
did you say I'm your mama?
That's literally what I said. Literally, because we were talking about servicing their needs, and I was like, "Listen, because this one agency wanted us to do a whole class for 3 people, and it was like, but that's not what y'all paid for." And I said, "Well, if they pay for that, like, baby, we will give you whatever you need. Because listen,
right.
What you need, what you want. My name is Lenny." Right. And I got plenty. So and then I was singing Curtis Mayfield. My boss was like, "What is wrong with you?" I was like, "I'm just saying." So it's something in the air. This Constitution, this nigga, it's in the air. So today is that day.
Yes. So, do we want to go ahead and talk about All Stars?
Listen, let's go into that. And I need to shout out Spill It Boy for giving me, and I sent over a link to you about the promos and stuff about the whole interviews. All Stars, they have All Star 6 is now going to be on Paramount, and they released. Well, I don't know if this is the actual official release, but it's been spilled and leaked somewhere on YouTube. So it could be some fan made.
This is the actual release. This shit is all over the world.
Yeah, it's all over.
This was on the Drag Race Instagram. All of this stuff. So this isn't some fan made bullshit.
So it's June 24th, and baby, the cast. Oh wait, I lost. Here we go. The cast.
No, I'm giving it to you right now. I got a promo to show you.
Oh, God. Okay, go ahead. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Get into it. Get into this promo.
Second chances are paramount. So rise, my queens. Rise. Like a phoenix rising from the mother-tucking ashes. It's a brand new day, a brand new game. Well. Did somebody order glow up? The crown will be mine. The body is back. The world needs a little more cha-cha. This time, I'm stepping outside the box. It's a pun, get it? The world wants me back, and the feeling is still mutual. Are you ready to feel the fantasy again? Every queen deserves a second chance, or even a third. Get ready to see Drag Race in a brand new light. My girls are ready for their moment in the sun. You ready? It's time for my all-stars to rise and shine. Because the sun never sets on an all-star. RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star 6, streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Listen, I am here for this.
I am, but you know who I'm already over.
You over Miss Silky Nutmeg Ganache.
And I had to sit with that for a moment because I was like, am I projecting my own body insecurities on her to say, whatever? But then I was like, no, because I'm rooting for Eureka and I'm rooting for Ginger. I'm just like, girl, you're a fucking mess. And like if you saw because there's like a long hour and a half video on YouTube that actually shows their entrance looks.
Right.
Everybody else has a pulled together fabulous ass entrance look. Silky's entrance look is a bodysuit with some tulle wrapped around it. It's some shit that I could have done. I mean, maybe I couldn't do the face, but the look that she had was 100% something that I could do. And if it's a look that I could comfortably pull off, then it's not good. And she always looks a mess, and she's forever talking about how she's a star and all of that. And I want you to be a star. I want you to be that, but I just listen, the kind of person I am is I can't fuck with a bitch who can't back up the shit that they talk, because I'm the kind of petty person that will point out all of the flaws.
So here's for me. So listen, it's indisputable. The bitch paints her face. Whether she uses markers or not, the bitch paints the hell out of her face. Mm-hmm. I'm not even going to say that the bitch is not talented, because I've seen her Continental Plus number, her dance number, whatever. Like, she can move a little bit. We've seen that on the show and all that good stuff.
Yes, Louboutin Eureka for the 25th time.
Her garments, for me, I always have to question: is it her taste, or is it how it fits on her body? That's for me what I question. But then, in the same vein, I look at some of the other girls who may have come in, who may have been similar body shapes, like Eureka and or Ginger. They are always pulled together. So whether they have a
right, it's like, girl,
or not, I don't know what it is. So I don't know. But
when you are a certain size, but so much a corset and leggings, not leggings, but Spanx and stuff is going to do. But right. What it does do is pull you in so that you have a nice silhouette. Silky shit just be like, but it just feels unput together.
But so her silhouette is like, she can't do but so much pulling and tugging on that silhouette. Like, it is what it is. Now, if she was doing a look for a photo, that's one thing. But to walk around it, that's something completely different. So she could probably pull together for a photo. But I ain't even gonna talk about Silky right now. But what I'm gonna talk about is who I want to talk about is that motherfucking Kylie Sonique Love. Did you see Kylie?
Sickening.
She is absolutely. In the interview, she had that little blonde bob with the red on the ends and this fur wrapped around her.
Pause. We want to say hello to Mr. Pisces. Thank you for showing up, first time viewer, and thank you, Ebby, for bringing along one of your friends. Feel free to bring along as many as you'd like.
Yes. Hey, Mr. Pisces. And Ebby, I mentioned you earlier. I didn't know if you was in the room, but hey, good to see you as well. But Mr. Pisces, welcome. So I heard the bitch campaign. I subscribed already.
Right, but yes, for Kylie Sonique, listen, the body, because I noticed she transitioned pretty soon after season 2. Yes. But yeah, and that outfit that she had on with just that little triangle of fabric in the front and I was like, bitch, is she naked underneath that?
She's always naked. She was at the DC Eagle, her and also Roxy Andrews, and Miss Sonique got up on that stage, and I was like, girl, it's like you on stage with like pasties and like a nipple cover, and like that's it. I was like, what the hell? But she looks great. She looks phenomenal. Yes. And Jiggly
looks wonderful.
She lost a lot of weight. Mm-hmm. And she talked about how she has a little bit more money, because I watched the interview and it's like, okay, well, great, that's fine. But something about her I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what it is with Jiggly right now. I don't know. Something seems a little off for me. I don't quite know what that is, but she sounds good. She just seems a little bit more mature. Maybe that's what I'm thinking, because she seems a little bit more toned down. El Teddy, how you doing?
I feel like a lot of these girls because there's a couple of girls. So there's Yada season 3.
Yara Sophia listen, when you talk about fashion, Yara Sophia is a bad. Her look bad.
But I feel like some of these girls from earlier seasons are going to fall into the same thing, because you come in with the same huge expectations, just like
BB,
like BB and Angina, and then more so Angina than BB because Angina fell fucking flat on her face.
Well, yeah, she did.
Because I think like if you haven't come up in the past couple of seasons of drag, then girl, you just ain't ready for the level of everything that these girls are giving. I feel like people like Pandora Box and Yada Sophia and Sonique aren't going to be ready for the drama that people like Silky and Eureka and even Jiggly are going to bring, because they're going to be like, girl, I came here to look good and compete for prizes, and all of this interpersonal foolishness really doesn't suit me, but I'm here for it. I'm ready to see what these girls are going to give. I want to see what Akira is going to give. I want to see what Raja does, because I feel like they did Raja a little dirty on her season.
I don't know.
Or she did herself dirty.
Yeah,
I feel like it was a combination of both. I feel like she set herself up, and then other people were like sharks in the water, and as soon as they saw a little weakness, and then of course the producers are just looking for drama, so they didn't give a fuck about her mental health or whatever. So
Trinity is another one who I like. I love Trinity. I don't know what she looks. She painted so light on this promo, and even in the video that I saw, and she also seems to be very pageanty right now. Like her and Akira are giving me like similar vibes, but Trinity is reminding me of somebody else. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's. I can't quite say if it's like some pageant girl like a Tommy Ross or like a Misty, or like she's giving me some. I just can't place it. She looks like somebody, and I just cannot figure out who it is. It'll come to me at some particular point. But I'm looking forward to the show because it's going to be good. But what I'm not getting ready to do, and we have to talk about this too. I don't need another subscription service to another channel. Like, really, Paramount? I got to subscribe to Paramount to watch the All Stars.
Yeah, you don't have CBS Plus?
No,
it's the same thing. Listen, I got you, girl. I got you.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
I have ways and means.
Yeah, I was about to say between Stars and HBO Max and Netflix and I think I had Hulu at one point. I was like, this is too much. I'm not doing all this. This is too much.
I have secrets.
Okay, we'll talk about that off air. So, yes. And I know some of the other folks in here. If y'all have some secrets, y'all can share them too. We'll chit chat about that as well. Right. So. But
we got a lot of good stuff to talk about. You want to talk about Titans, because I don't watch that show.
Okay. So it started out. Does anybody watch the Teen Titans? Because it's a comic book show.
I did watch Teen Titans.
Ooh, so Teen Titans, the cartoon. So it has like Robin, Cyborg, Starfire, Raven, and Beast as kids, and they made it into an actual television show on the CW at first. And so it's on this season. It's now on HBO Max, and it's a live television. An actual drama that they actually put on. And this is going to be the season 3 of Titans. And baby, listen, there was a lot of drama about Starfire being cast as an African American, because in the comic book she's white, and actually she's not even white in the comic book.
Starfire is a fucking alien.
She's an alien, so she's another color as is. But the actress like who plays her,
or some
she's
shit?
Like purple. Yeah, it's like this whole different being thing. But the actress who plays her, she looks phenomenal in this purple or this fuchsia, whatever it is. She looks absolutely gorgeous in it. And her the curly hair and everything. But anyways, so they had the first 2 seasons, and it was a sleeper for me because it kind of I was like, this don't really look all that good. But it's gotten good, and they ended season 2 of Titans with Starfire having her sister. Because Starfire left her world, and she is the princess or the heir to the throne of ruling her galaxy or wherever she's from. And her sister is like the second in line or whatever. She's jealous of her, but apparently the sister is coming after her for whatever reason. So that's how season 2 ended. But this season 3 is they confirmed that it's going to be streaming in August, this August on HBO Max, and it comes on the heels of new casting and character announcements for the show. They have an alum from Mad Men, Vincent Kartheiser, will play the DC villain Scarecrow. Actress Savannah Welch is going to be Barbara Gordon. Jay Lycurgo is going to be Tim Drake. And the three will also star alongside series regulars Brenton Thwaites, who plays Dick Grayson, Anna Diop, who plays Starfire, Tegan Croft, who plays Raven, Ryan Potter, who plays Beast Boy, and Alan Richardson, who plays Hawk. So it is a whole different thing. So I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely a sleeper. If you haven't watched the first 2 seasons, get into it. They are like 30 minutes or 45-minute episodes. Check it out. It's amazing. And so season 3 comes up in August, and I'm looking forward to that.
Excellent.
Exactly, DJ. Starfire is orange. She was modeled off of Iman. Right. So this is why I don't understand why they were giving her such grief about.
People give shit anytime a black person gets anything. You know, even in Star Trek, you know, it was like, you know, if they had a green bitch and the green bitch was played by a black person, then they're like, why is a black person? It's like, he's green. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't even friggin' matter. Like, just go. Like, but whatever.
Anywho, so UTA, which is United Talent Agency, has signed Shea Coulee. So they're going to work with them across music and touring, and a tour is planned in 2022, as well as endorsements, scripted and unscripted projects. We last saw her in the Savage by Fenty fashion show, and she debuted the podcast "Want to Be on Top" about reality TV series America's Next Top Model. So Coulee will continue to be managed by Adayin Polomsky, Dan blah blah blah, and a bunch of other people.
Yeah, and she has
good for them.
Yeah, she has some great music as well. So if you haven't checked her out, check out her music too, because her music is kind of cute. It's very Mickey Blanco type of feel, and it's kind of all over the place, but it feels good in at certain spots. So check her out. She has some good stuff. But in that same vein, Aja actually from RuPaul's Drag Race actually has a new album that's actually dropped. It dropped on May 21st, and it's called The Crown. So check her out as well, because Aja's music. Aja was that young lady who many of you may not remember her, but when she came back on the show, she did this dip off of the stage and from 3 feet up in the air and fell out into a dip. So
that was way more than 3 feet.
Well, the stage was, but she jumped up a little bit higher.
Right. So, she climbed up on the thing, and she was up on the platform. It was like, is she going to jump from there? And she said, blah, blah,
and she turned it. But Aja does have some music. Now, Aja has a very different feel or flavor to her music. She's into, it's not Santeria, but she's into like an African religion. And so it's very tribal, and there's beats and stuff. So it's kind of reminds me of some early house music. Some tribal stuff, but again, it's some interesting music. So check it out, because her actual album dropped on May 21st. So check it out. It's called The Crown.
Excellent. So India Moore from Pose is going to be in the upcoming horror sequel, Escape Room Tournament of Champions. So the movie is going to the trailer is going to be out on May 26th, which is today actually. Yeah. So the original centered on 6 strangers who were tasked with outsmarting a bunch of deadly puzzles after signing up for a mysterious competition with a $10,000 prize. The new movie picks up where the original left off, with the last remaining survivors who have supposedly beaten their game, determined to expose the truth about Minos's deadly escape rooms.
And if you haven't checked it out, it's an awesome movie. It's definitely something like in a rainy night. It's a
scary movie, so
it is, but it isn't. But it's a thriller more so.
I don't do scary movies. And according to the director, Adam Robitel, quote, "What we're going to find out is that though we had an insular view in the first movie of just Zoe's story, what we're going to realize is that on any given day, there are multiple games happening all around the world," he told Cinema Blend.
Yeah. So just check it out. It's good. Yeah, exactly, Mikey. It's a thriller more than scary. Now there's some. I think there was like one or two gory scenes, not gory, but like you saw some blood. But other than that, it was still pretty good. So I enjoyed it. So I recommend it if you want something to watch. It's kind of like, do you remember? Did you ever watch the first Saw movie? So listen, the first Saw was not gory. It was a thriller, and it had a few moments, but it was not gory. It left up to your imagination to see a lot of that stuff. It was a thriller, but it wasn't gory. So I will say the first one. After that, that's a whole different story. But that first one was pretty good. So I'm just
okay.
So, but in other news, I don't know if anybody's heard about this, but Billy Porter from Pose, he came out of the closet and said that he's been living with HIV for 14 years. He was diagnosed in 2007, but said he had since lived with that shame in silence. He said that making it public would also have been another way for people to discriminate against me in an already discriminatory profession. And so he said at this particular point in time when he was talking to the Hollywood Reporter, he said, there's no more stigma. Let's be done with that. He said, it's time. And so he also went on to talk about how the shame of that time compounded with the shame that had already accumulated in my life silenced him. And he said that I have lived with this shame in silence for 14 years, HIV positive, where I come from, growing up in the Pentecostal church with a very religious family, is God's punishment. He said that he told everybody who needed to know, explaining he was trying to have a life and a career, and he wasn't certain if he could, if the wrong people, he wasn't certain if he could, if the wrong people knew, and that's in reference to him having a career as well as a life. He said it would be just another way for people to discriminate against me in an already discriminatory profession. And so I tried to think about it as little as I could. And he said I tried to block it out. So good for him for coming out with that and again, living in his truth. And, kudos to him.
Yes.
So
I know y'all have at least seen the videos. There was a fight on a Southwest Airlines flight where, this was more than just your typical, I'm going to fuck you up. And, two little people, if they were going at it on the plane in the air. So apparently a Southwest Airlines flight attendant lost 2 teeth. So it has prompted the airline CEO to ask for support with increasingly unruly passengers. He says this was the president of the Transport Workers Union, said from April 8th to May 15th, there were 477 passenger misconduct incidents on Southwest Airlines aircraft. The unprecedented number of incidents has reached an intolerable level, with passenger non-compliance events also becoming more aggressive in nature.
Listen, that fight was, and let me be clear, this is why I say I fucks with certain people. Those young ladies on that plane was fighting their ass off. Those young ladies right there, y'all can hang out with me anytime. This is why when I go back home to Philadelphia and I talk to some of the women in Philadelphia, listen, if they men get into a fight, they women are in that fight. They up there with them. Listen, I try not to do my best, and I'm gonna say this publicly. I do my best not to argue with women. I really do, because I feel like I don't want to even put myself in a position where I may feel like I want to like do some sort of violence, because that's just not what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I say to anybody, if you hit me, that's one thing.
Fuck you up.
But if you hit me in my face, I'm fucking you up. Like I might take a hand on me at all.
It's already a slight beat down. But if, like you say, if it's my face, it's over for you. It's a wrap.
I am fucking whoever it is up. That's man, woman, child, dog, horse, cat, whatever. I'm fucking you up.
Listen, I feel like they need to be like, once you get caught fighting on a flight, it's instant lifetime no fly list.
That's what it should, and they all of them should be banned. All of them, because people take out their frustrations. Because I've even been on a flight a couple of times where people have just gotten rah-rah, and they think that
the flight attendants can't and won't do anything, and they think the customer is always right and all of this bullshit till they get that one gay flight attendant be like, girl, just because I'm a homosexual don't mean I don't go to the gym and don't mean I won't whoop your ass, you know. And it's just like, I understand that people are feeling, like trapped and they want to go and they want to do whatever, but this is not the time. And people, I think they need to start saying it. Listen, if you do not 100% comply with the people on this plane, what we will do, we will determine whether we need to turn around or not. But whether we turn around or not, you will immediately be met by the FAA, and at a minimum, you will be on a no-fly list until your case is adjudicated. Once your case is adjudicated, if you are found guilty, it is an automatic lifetime ban on flying for any airline, because that's. If you want to fight in the street, that's fine. But we're in a confined space. What if I'm sitting, I'm in my window seat. I got my headphones on. I don't give a fuck about nothing that's going on there. I just need to get to my destination, because I'm thinking about the people that I've fucked. I already told them, I got my dates all together. I'm ready to go. I'm not paying attention to no shit. And then, all of a sudden I look over because I see this shit going on out the corner of my eye, and these hoes is right here fighting. So now your situation all of a sudden involves me and all of these other people and all this other foolishness because you couldn't get a bag of peanuts or something and couldn't keep your ass still.
Your individual package of peanuts, wrap package of peanuts.
No, girl, and you can't get your little strop waffle or whatever the fuck.
Ooh, ain't she good though?
Ain't she good?
She good.
And it's on Southwest, so it can't even be like, bitch, just close the curtain to first class and let them hoes in steerage fight. So
maybe.
But so I just feel like people have a lot of frustrations going on in their life, and they feel like they can take it out on anybody. Because that's always like the few times that I've gotten into an argument, I'm always looking at it like, oh, this bitch thought that they could take their frustrations of their life out on me. So let me disabuse them of that. So people, they feel beat down in their life and their marriage and their relationship or whatever. So they want to take it out on someone that they think can't fight back. I think they need to start realizing that there are severe consequences for acting a fucking fool on a plane. Or any mode of public transportation, a plane, a bus, a subway, anything like that, because we won't have time for that. Because again, if you want to fuck around in the middle of the street, that's your goddamn business. But it's too many people that could be adversely affected because they're not even giving a fuck if they accidentally punch me or some shit or whatever. Because bitch, whether I was involved or not, if you punch me, it's over for everybody.
Yeah, like I'm not here for. First of all, I have nothing to do with this, and I get punched. I'm fucking everybody up around me because that doesn't make any fucking sense. How am I getting involved in this? And at that point, because now I'm fucking up my own shit. So it's like, no. But I just
that just pisses me off because people don't know how to act. And I honestly feel like on any flight there should, because a lot of these accidents or incidents involve liquor. I feel like on any flight, there's a.
Wait a minute! Don't die!
I'm saying it as a part-time alcoholic. There should be a 2-drink maximum per flight.
Okay, all right, I'll take that. I thought you were saying none.
All right, so here's the thing. I will take that back and say you shouldn't be allowed to have more than 1 drink per hour. So if it's a 5-hour flight, then that's the most that you can have in 5 hours. And again, you can't have all 5 drinks up front. They can only serve you 1 drink per hour. Because these girls be getting twisted on this fucking plane.
All right.
And then, that exacerbates whatever foolishness they got going on. So like, no, girl. So, I mean, I'm not saying stop the drinks because, bitch, I love when I be on there. Listen, when you sit in the first class in United and you be like, what would you like to drink, sir? I was like, can I get a mimosa? It's just like, And I was like, heavy on the mem and short on the Osa. She was like, I got you. I got you. So yeah. So I mean, I'm fine with allowing drinks, but people just need to stop cutting up, and they need to be informed like from the beginning as you go. And it was I was listening, my sister was listening to some news report on NBC. There's been an uptake in violence against TSA officers. Yes. Everybody connected with the whole system. I'm like, listen, girl, if you fuck up in the airport, you need to be on the no-fly list. I mean, don't do it. Just don't do it. You need to learn some fucking self-control, handle your business. If some bitch say to you, don't say nothing to her. You ain't got to talk to this bitch.
But the TSA agents, some of them,
they be trying it. They do be trying.
They have tried people, and I look at them like, girl, don't let this little security badge fool you, honey, because you're only here because either this is your first job or somehow or whatever you couldn't do other law enforcement. You wound up here at TSA. Now you're a federal employee. I'm gonna give you that. But you're a federal employee almost like by default and like kind of once removed. So don't do that.
That was something Lola just asked, do air marshals not fly on planes anymore? I feel like that was some shit where they had like the occasional air marshal on flights, but they didn't have nearly because they just couldn't have enough people whose job it was literally just to fly around the country on planes to be dealing with that. Boy Midas says, so what if you hook up in the airport bathroom? Is that the no-fly list?
Midas, listen, baby boy, that is we not.
Here's my thing. Listen, as a person of substance, it's already a lot when I go into the bathroom by myself. And to have another person in the bathroom with me and then be trying to maneuver and whatever, I don't ever feel the need to fuck in the bathroom, because if I'm traveling with you and I feel the need to fuck you, wherever we was getting ready to go, trust me, we was going to fuck when we got there.
Exactly.
So I will be fine waiting until we get to our destination.
Now, listen, let me be clear. I'm not going to sit here and say that I have not been in the airport and had somebody sit there and look over the stall or like want to do some type of shit while I'm in the bathroom. Like, I'm not even going to sit and say that has not happened. But what I can say has not happened is I have not carried on in an airport bathroom. That's what I can say.
Well, and we also need to define the difference between fucking in the airport bathroom and fucking in the airplane bathroom.
The airplane. Now
that's what I was talking about. I was talking about the airplane bathroom. Yeah. The airport bathroom is a little bit of a fine line because, listen, I've been on, when I worked for United, I would be on Grindr because, wasn't shit to do. And I'm sitting there and I was just like, oh, these girls is carrying on in this bathroom. But I was like, I work in the airport, so I can't shit where I eat. It's one thing for you to have someone be like, oh, they fucking in the bathroom and then get caught out. But then there's nothing to be like, is that Dominion fucking in the bathroom? And then I'm trying to sit in the meeting with the executive director and he's sitting there like, you nasty
and you sitting there, sex all on your breath and shit like,
right.
Hey, how are you?
Right. And because I didn't, no shade to other people that work in the airport, but I work with the senior people in the airport who get all the reports. So when people do get caught fucking in the bathroom, I will be meeting with the people who would get those reports. So they'd be like, yeah, so there was a guy in, blue slacks, a white sweater vest and a red tie. And they was like, Dominion, don't you have on blue slacks?
I don't know what you're talking about. That's the uniform for everybody here.
You lied to me.
Like that's the uniform for everybody. I don't know what you're talking about. That don't work. I don't know.
Listen, bitch, I will pull a Jedi mind trick in a minute. Wasn't me.
Yeah, like.
So I mean, I don't know about. I definitely fucking in the bathroom is not on, to me, is not on the same level as fucking as fighting in the airplane. I just feel like it's unnecessary. And I mean, I get that there's some thrill to it, but I just don't like using public bathrooms at all for anything like that. So
it's not on my list right now because, like you said, if we're on the airplane together, we're going where we're going. So listen, when we get here, let's do that when we get here. We got a whole room, a whole floor.
We can stretch out.
We can stretch out. We can listen. We can even take our time if we want to. We ain't got to do no push, pull, sweat, grunt, and spit and keep it moving. And we ain't got to do all that. We good.
If we sitting together, I will lift up the armrest and play between your legs, while we sitting there. We've got a blanket across our laps. I might be, playing between your legs, because I'm classy.
Well, we wouldn't expect anything less. And right. that's where we are. See, it's all about growth. That's where we are. Because you've grown to that point. It's growth. That's where we are. That's where we are. Mm-hmm. It's growth.
Because it's classy. Mm-hmm. Speaking of growth, I don't know, that was a fucked up segue, but the Black Lady Sketch Show was renewed for season 3 on HBO. So good for them, although I have not been feeling this season 2. It has just been funny to me. And I've been trying it, like I watch every Friday faithfully or whenever, because sometimes I watch it on Friday on HBO or I watch it on HBO Max, and I be trying every episode. I'd be like, is just.
But you know what?
There's been a couple of times where I've laughed, but I haven't had any like hilarious moments like in season 1.
So Lola, the Hotep lady, she was funny, but I'm gonna tell you,
the Hotep lady slays me. She's like, see, listen, she'd be like. See, they always be trying it. Bitch, you read?
But for me, like we've been talking about this, that damn end of the world skit, it's
not going anywhere.
It is not. It doesn't register with me. It's like, oh my God. The first
season was actually, it wasn't funny, but it was like an interesting story. It was like, how did they get to the end of the world?
Yeah,
so it was a little interesting. Like this season, I don't even understand what the fuck is actually going on. How did they even? Oh, so they explain that.
Well, they really didn't.
They explained that the light-skinned chick Robin sort of hallucinated that whole first thing, but they really did get into an end of the world situation with these other 2 chicks who's in the show now.
Wait. Is that because I remember her saying, I thought it was a dream, but remember they moved to this new spot.
It wasn't that they moved. It's that all of that first season of that dream thing was in Robin's head. She got knocked out and hallucinated all of that. And then she was like, who are you bitches? And they was like, we've always been here. Well, maybe they did move. I'm confused by it and anything. I'm glad that they got nominated last year for 3 primetime Emmys, which is great. They had some great skits, but none of them this season have been hidden except for the Hotep chick.
The fact that we're having this conversation about one skit that this doesn't make any fucking sense because it's just ridiculous to me. But I will say I enjoy Robin when she does when she paints the beard on and does that guy with the braids. I enjoy that. Like that can go somewhere. And I also enjoy when they do the West Coast Crips and they're like, "What's up, homie? What's up?" I enjoy that. Something about that I can.
That's fun. That's humorous.
Yeah, it's humorous. It's like
nothing like the bad bitch skit last season.
The bad bitch skit was
hilarious. The basic ball, I watched that shit.
Fucking hilarious. Yes. Oh, and Bob in that it's like, and you're coming through. She's coming through.
You're right, bitch. She's in a full nap. And I did Black Lady Courtroom in this last season and this season. Did you see
Laz Alonso when he stood up at that table?
Yes.
I said, look at you. Look at you. Thicker than a snicker motherfucker.
Now, what is funny this season is when they're showing the credits and they do the outtakes, because Robin is actually a pretty funny like stand up, like improv. So like a lot of those outtakes are actually funnier, way funnier than the actual skit.
All I know is I kept looking at him saying, "Who are you? Who are?" And then I was like, then I figured it out, and I was like, "Oh, you motherfucker, you snuggle mother, snuggle, oh, come on over here, sit it down, motherfucker, just sit your ass down. I'm gonna sit on their face right now. God damn it, shit."
All right, so now comes the time for our two favorite topics. First up, legendary.
Baby. Okay, so spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen it. Let's be clear.
Mm-hmm.
This week was the what was this week? The theme of this week. I didn't even write it down, but last week it was it was comic book look for this week. I'm sorry, pop art. That's what it was. Pop art.
It was pop art. Yeah,
it was pop art. So and Taraji P. Henson was the guest judge on for this particular week. Taraji looked, she looked like, and actually what Taraji wore, I look like I could see her walking down the street in Suitland with this outfit on. But I mean, it's okay. It is what it is. But so the Balenciagas came out and they did. Honey wasn't there; she had a death in the family. Their intro was cute, but it was only one person that was doing hip hop for me. So it didn't really work for me because they had to do hip hop with this pop art thing. Tishy came out; they did this Andy Warhol skit. I fucking loved it. It was amazing. It was house, hip hop, Vogue. It was one of my favorites. They got a 50, and so I was good with it. Mugler did this. I cannot pronounce his name. Is it Basquiat?
Basquiat,
I think it's Basquiat, yeah. Basquiat, Mugler did Basquiat. It was very cute. I was like, all right, fine. Orishi did this Peter Max. I love the costuming and the no music piece, which I thought it was a favorite of mine. I definitely enjoyed that. They got a 50 on that. Garcon did this Keith Haring. I loved the costumes, but one of the problems I had with Garcon was that Tonka, baby, you were just a brick. You were like a big old brick and just was sloppy to me. Like it didn't work for me. Like I wouldn't have given him a 48 because Tonka, you were pulling too much focus away from the rest of everybody else. But they wound up giving him a 48, which I don't understand. I was like, but why? I don't get it. Ugh. Anyway,
the second category
was body language.
Yes. I didn't know that Tonka would have walked body because I'd have been like, really?
So the thing about body in a ball is it's if you have body, that's one thing, but the most important thing is the confidence in how you sell.
Well, he definitely would have got shot because I've yet to see Tonka give me anything that says confidence.
So that's actually what Tonka is known for on the ballroom scene is her walking body because she's a big girl but she sells this body apparently.
She hasn't been so far on this season.
Yeah, but so the winning house from that last category, Balenciaga was Balenciaga chopped Tonka from walking body because they were the superior house after it was all said and done.
They were the superior house from last episode.
Yes, they were the from the last episode, the superior house from the last episode. Right. So they got to choose who actually was chopped, and so they chopped Tonka. So Shannon Balenciaga came out and she walked for the Balenciagas. Now, let me be clear. Shannon Balenciaga had on clothes, but they were sheer, and Shannon is a trans woman. And so the judges looked uncomfortable because Shannon was on stage with no clothes on, and I think she had her legs open. And I don't know what was going on, but they were all like, "Oh,
wherever it was that was going on, it was just the fact that she was totally naked on."
Yeah, she was naked. So I mean, that's the point. They were like, "Oh my God, is she naked?"
Which, I mean, I've seen people do it a ball.
Yes, I've seen.
But you're not doing it on HBO.
But baby, on top, but okay, we gonna keep it at a ball. Right. So, so Stasha Garcon came. It was the motherfucking coat for me. It was
that motherfucking coat. When she stood up, when she stood there and opened the coat and walked out of the coat, I was like, oh, it was a 10, and everybody was like, oh, 10.
Yeah,
first of all, her body did look sickening, but it was the whole look and the reveal, and she pulls off the reveal in a good way.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Stasha just reminds me of fucking Misty every time I see her. I'm like, girl, you are Misty, and I love it. So it just takes me back. And so Misty Knight was just one of these performers that, you know, and Spill It Boy knows exactly what I'm talking about. With that walk and these knees, and it was so funny to me. And also Eccentric knows, but she just reminds me of Misty. But that's a whole nother story. That's a whole memory for me. Mm-hmm. But so the Tishis, Dro Tishi walked, Kylie Icon walked, Remy Orici walked, but he also got chopped, and Diego Mugler walked in, as well. So the only person that got chopped was Remy Orici. So they also went and did a process of elimination at this particular point. So once everybody got their 10s,
which was bullshit, and just to be clear.
Well, no, so
Diego versus Dro should have got chopped like shit. Diego did not deserve to get chopped.
Well, so again, it depends.
That was a head-to-head between the two of them, and I wasn't seeing it for Dro.
And it depends on how you looked at it, because if you looked at the confidence and it's, I mean, I don't know. I'm not. I don't think either way. I'm mad, but you know, the final from that process of elimination where they just send one person out and another one goes next and they walk against them, and whoever wins, they send the next person out. That's how this went. So it was the final Balenciaga versus Icon is what we were looking at. I'm sorry. The final was Icon versus Mugler. And so it was Jamil Icon, who was the father of the house Icon, and Malik Mugler, and they had the battle at this particular point in Vogue. Jamil is legendary for his Vogue femme on the ballroom scene. Mm-hmm. Malik is, I don't necessarily think that he's legendary or he's an icon, but on the ballroom scene, but he's really good. But I will say this, and the judges said exactly what the fuck I was thinking. This battle between Jamil and Malik was a real motherfucking battle. These bitches was getting.
They were battling like $100,000 was on the line, and like they actually had something to lose.
They were getting down, and bitch, when I tell you the spins, the dips, listen, the fact that Jamil came out and he did this whole move where he was stomping on the ground, bitch, I've seen the girls do that, and bitch, you need to be. This is one of the things with the girls, they try to be shady. So all that stomping that Jamil was doing, if you're not paying attention, you see Jamil walking over towards you, goes to stomp, and he stomps on your hand, then baby, you getting fucked up. So you need to pay attention. So the girls get shady on the ballroom scene, so you need to pay attention and listen. But at the end of the day, Jamil's performance was cute, and he's legendary for what he's done. But baby, against Malik won that. He just ate his ass up, and we just gonna call it what it is. He just ate his ass up. So that's where we are. The top score of the night went also to Balenciaga because they got 10 additional points. So they are the superior house once again. Mm-hmm. So that's where we are.
I agree with Coyote that Tishi is the house to beat.
So they very well may be, and all I know is,
at least in terms of creativity, every challenge they have been, in my opinion, the most creative.
We shall see how this goes, because that their Warhol thing was fucking amazing for me. Mm-hmm. And what's her name even gave me I think her name is Gia, who they're calling the mother. You know who she gave me? Do you remember Beetlejuice when they went into the waiting room and the stewardess that had her body cut in half and she was sitting with her legs? That's what she gave me, with her face painted with that green and the pink outfit. Mm-hmm. But it was cute though. It was real cute, and I enjoyed it. So yes. But that's where we are. So listen, I'm waiting for this next season. And shout out to Deshaun for his outfit, because he had the frame on the outside of him. It was cute. It was a suit with the outfit. It was real cute. And he had to leave the dot in his hair. It was cute. It was real cute.
Yes, I appreciated that. So now it's time to talk about Pose. What, you didn't care for it?
Okay. I still love the show. Mm-hmm. I still love the fact that in this episode they talked about Miss Electra and how Electra, bitch, listen, let's just call it what it is. Electra's a fucking survivor. That bitch is gonna make a way. She's I don't want to call her a roach because that sounds like a derogatory term, but they've said that even after a nuclear war, the only thing that's gonna be living is gonna be roaches because they're fucking survivors. Miss motherfucking Electra is a survivor. That bitch is doing deals on top of deals on top of deals, and she's fucking doing money laundering for the mafia. Are you fucking kidding me? And so I'm here for all that. And she wanted to provide for her daughters because Angel had decided she was going to get married. Her and Poppy were going to get married, and she wanted to buy her wedding dress. And they went to that bridal shop, and the guy that was showing them around, who was one of the kids as well, but the guy was showing them around. And when she went to go purchase the gown, the owner came out and was like, "Oh, I'm not selling my gowns to you. I like you're." Like, no, I don't like your kind. I'm not selling the gown to you. We're not doing that. She was like,
she gave him one of her Electra reads.
She did. And she said, you don't have to like me. She said, all you need to do is take this little card and just go ahead and swipe it. As long as the chart, you don't have to like me. And he was like, no, your kind is not welcome in here. Miss Electra is one never to be outdone. Now she's doing this money laundering for the motherfucking mafia. Not only did she say, oh no, this is not the last of me. She called her little mafia contacts and she said, listen, I need you all to handle this. I don't want you to do anything bad to him, but I need you to make him feel it. And they stole every motherfucking wedding gown that she had in that store. And she donated all of them to all the girls at this dinner.
Which was
Miss Electra.
Yeah, classic. I mean, I love what's going on. And, like you say, she will come out on top because, I feel like inevitably when the mafia goes down, because Electra ain't stupid. Electra is keeping records on top of records on top of records. And, when they come, she's like, girl, I'm not going to jail. Yeah. But what I will do is I will give you all of these names.
Yes, she's that girl. She is that girl. She's like, I ain't doing it. I'm not going to jail. Right. But another story that was going on was also Angel and Poppy and how they were, again, planning for the wedding or whatever. Well, in the planning of this, Angel's ex's sister came to see him. And when she came to see him, she then explained to him or told him that she passed. And not only did she pass, she left a son, and that was Poppy's son. So when Poppy was like, what? He was like, I strapped up. I was like, what's going on? I was like, what? So he wound up going to meet the boy, and he sat there, and he was so emotional because he kept looking at the little boy, and he was like, oh my God, this is my child. Like, can you imagine? The boy he's like 5 years old, and you're just now finding out that not only do you have a child, but they're 5 years old. You have missed 5 years of this child's life.
Right.
He was emotional. And so after this whole thing with Electra and the gowns and everything else, Angel is still struggling with her sobriety or walking in her sobriety. And so when he confesses to her that, his ex died and that he left the son and he wants the son to live with her. And Angel's like, but my sobriety is important. Like, I need to figure this out. And he was like, but Angel, don't do that. When he dropped down to his knees and he was sitting there crying, I was like, oh, damn.
Well, I certainly get Angel's thing about the sobriety and stuff. And, we already know that she got kicked out of her house. I mean, clearly, because we saw, what was it, last episode or 2 episodes ago, that she got put out because she was living on the street with
her cousin.
And, so we get that. And some people, that's the reason why a lot of gays or people in the LGBTQ plus family don't want to have kids because of the shitty upbringing that they had. So, it makes some people want to have kids because they want to prove that they can be better parents than their parents were.
Right.
But then some people are like, I don't want kids because I don't want to relive all of those memories. But I was just like, it's life. It's life. I also, some people, I've seen people talk about how, this season feels more like wish fulfillment. And I felt like I wanted to challenge that because is it wish fulfillment or are we so used to the narrative of particularly Black and brown LGBTQ people, particularly trans people, whose narrative is negative, and we say, oh, well, that's real life. Well, this is also real life. There are trans people who are doing well.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
I'm sure there are trans people who have survived against all of the odds. You know, we know for a fact that there were trans supermodels who may not have been fully out or may have been out. You know, it's
Miss
interesting
Tracy
because,
Africa.
right, because I couldn't think of the woman's name at the time.
Mm-hmm.
When I was on the board of 1 in 10, which was the gay film festival here in DC, we had this conversation about, you know, sometimes the movies felt like wish fulfillment. And, you know, there were some of us who's like, well, you know, sometimes good shit does happen to gay people. I mean, gay people can, you know, have it all. You know, it don't always have to be negative because this is real life. Well, for some people, real life is. And sometimes you don't want to go to the movie or turn on the TV and see real life. You want to see something aspirational. You want to see a Black trans woman who sits in her transness and sticks with her family. See, yes, she definitely is 100% down or wants to be seen as a woman, but she recognizes the community that she came from and wants to give back. Because, I mean, she had to do none of that shit. Right. I mean, especially even if she did all of that shit for her little family, I mean, to invite like 30, 40 girls, and I mean, yes, she didn't have to pay for none of those dresses, but still, right. All of that level of give back and commitment is not something that we often see. So I think that is something to inspire. I think it will inspire other house mothers. Right. And house fathers to be like, you know what? Maybe I need to step my pussy up in the level of give back to my community. So is it unrealistic? No, because it actually does happen.
And here's the thing: when you step into that role of house mother or father, it's a huge responsibility. And so, as someone who holds that title or held that title, it's important. I value the relationship with my kids. And I keep in touch with them as much as I can. So when I have, you know, people in the community that will say stuff to me and address me, you know, as uncle or as papap or as father, like, I appreciate that. And I enjoy that. And I try to make sure I do all that I can because I have a relationship with him that in my mind is in that vein. I need to make sure I can do what I need to do for them. And it's important for me to continue to do that.
Right.
So, I mean, you can have it. And while we may not have the share blood and not be bio family, but it's important. That's a good bond. And that's a great thing to have. And so while you may not have gotten those things from your bio family, I can certainly try to give you what I have.
Right.
Certainly.
And as Ebby says, everyone wants to see themselves get the happily ever after. And what I do appreciate from this show is that there is a balance of, it's not pure fantasy, because I mean, we all know something gonna go. I mean, I'm still not 100% sold on this relationship with Blanca and Christopher. I feel like something could go wrong there. Angel, you know, we already got, you know, some conflict between Angel and Poppy with this relationship, and I feel like something bad is about to happen with the mafia, because, you know, remember, she already got taken down by Giuliani's thugs, and you know, the Giuliani was known prior to 9/11 for two things: cleaning up the sex and going after the mafia.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
So, you know, it's not a stretch to see. I don't even know how many episodes are they doing this season. We're on episode 5, but I thought it was only 6 episodes.
We have only 8 episodes, that from what I understand.
Okay, so good. So we got 3 episodes. So it's not a stretch of the imagination to see an episode about Giuliani trying to come in and clean up the mafia and Elektra somehow getting involved in that. And even if she doesn't get involved directly, remember, if she does give up the goods, then that bitch got to go into hiding. She need to move.
She most certainly needs to
another town and, you know, start all over again, because listen, they will come for her.
She better. If that's what she does, she better. And she listen, but you know, she has her secrets already. So listen, I hope that that's not the case. But if it does, then listen, that's part of the course for her. But they did allude in the next episode about Poppy and Angel's relationship, how they were going to apply for a marriage license, and there was a passport that was shown. So I'm interested to see how that's going to work out, because at that particular point in time, I don't think that they're going to. I think that they unless someone overlooks that, they're going to have a problem getting that license.
They would have to really overlook it, because I don't think in 1995, I mean, I'm not trying to bring up anyone's gender dysphoria,
right?
But I don't know that they were sort of freely allowing people to change whatever gender they were assigned on their birth certificate. I think you could do it, but it was a process, and they clearly haven't gone through that process, prior to applying for this marriage license. And the first gay wedding, which, yes, I 100% get that Angel is a woman, but in terms of what New York State would have considered it would have considered two men getting married, and that the first gay marriage was in Hawaii in like 2000 or 2001 or something.
And so I also feel like the compromise, or the way around this, if we're going to go down the road of everybody gets what they want, Elektra may have to step in and do some other sort of legal thing for them, and figure that out for them, because it may be, while they may have a ceremony and all that stuff and say that they're married, they may have some what was it called? Not a what was it called? Consensual. What was it? A commitment ceremony. But when you legally, it's not that you're married, it's something else that means that you are giving your stuff to them and their stuff to you, like responsibility. I can't think of the name of it right now. Jesus. But they may do something legally where she's responsible for his stuff, he's responsible for her stuff, that sort of thing. Like they're tied together that way legally. Yeah. So while they may have had a commitment ceremony where they may not be married under the eyes of the state, legally they are still tied, and civil union. Thank you. They may have some sort of civil union, but I don't even know.
But I don't even know that they allowed people. Again, I understand that Angel is a woman, but according to her passport and her birth certificate, she is a man. And I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not trying to say it.
Well, no,
I don't even know that they allowed civil unions in anywhere in the country in 1994. Now, maybe they could have gone overseas.
They very well could have gone overseas, but then also it may have been how it's written up. So I'm speculating. So we'll see as it goes on, but that it might be some sort of compromise at that particular point. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Right. So we'll see, but I'm excited to see. But I agree with Ebby that this episode had me feeling like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Oh yes, and that shoe, the biggest shoe for me is it's Blanca and Christopher right now. Like, what is going on with that? Where are we? What are y'all doing? Like, I need to know what that is, because like I just don't believe that this is ended with Christopher and his mom and Blanca and the like. I just don't believe this is ended that way. There's more to the story.
I wanted to, but I don't know. I'm just a negative Nancy, so I'm like, it just seems that. Yes, he's a doctor. So, and there are definitely and always have been men who were totally fine with their partner being trans. But that feels like a needle in a haystack at that time. And, for him to be exactly the kind of woman, to be exactly the kind of man that loves everything about Blanca. And he's not even the same dude that she hooked up with when they had that thing. So I was like, okay, so you found two needles in a haystack. And listen, I wanted to work out for the same reason that I want that Blanca was saying to Poppy that, your wedding is about more than just you. I want Black and brown trans women to see themselves in Blanca with a man who loves them, who knows everything about them, right. They're not like, is he gonna beat me up when I close my eyes? I mean, I want them to have that too. So, if they get it, I will be the happiest person in the world. So we'll see.
So, but we shall see. And in fact, I think that comes on Sunday. But
Yes.
I think Legendary is released because Lonzy was talking about that. I think that comes out like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning tonight because it comes out on Thursday. So I might be up to watch that. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
we shall see. So
well, all right, let's roll this beautiful bean footage.
Yes, indeedy. Stay put. Yes.
Well, I'm so glad that you all were able to join us, and thank you to some of our new followers, and thank you to everyone else who joined today. Remember, if you don't sign up for the show, if you don't like and subscribe, then you can't join in the live conversation. And that is part of the fun, is joining into the conversation in the chat. So, thank you all for coming. We truly appreciate that you spend time out of your Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday evening when you could be doing so many other things, from eating to drinking to sleeping to fucking, and to spend it with
all of the above,
or all of that at one time, So,
yeah.
So God bless you. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, and if you do it, if you do all of it above, and you feel like you want to video it and send it into us, that's fine too. That's
hallelujah.
Fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Any parting words?
Listen, I again, similar to what you just said, or the same thing, or repeating what you just said, rather. Thank you all for just spending your time with us. You have so many other things, and I'm glad you made us a priority. So I can't say it anymore. Definitely appreciate you guys for being here. I never realized how cathartic this actual process is for me, or could be for me. But this is pretty good, and I'm constantly thinking about this as our days go on. So thank you all for allowing us to share our lives and talk about stuff that's going on with us, and to entertain you, and then to be entertained. So you all are entertaining the hell out of me as well.
Oh, and sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, reading your comments while we're in the show, like I was laughing at Mikey D when he talked about the best line of the show was when he asked Electra was he Italian, and I'm laughing at Bougie Girl talking about how she, like, they were saying how she's straight up gangster and how she stands for Stasha as well. So listen, I'm entertained, so I appreciate y'all for doing all of that.
Yes. Thanks to special shout out to Louboutin, who apparently has to do a recap of the show for all of his coworkers the next day, because apparently they're watching now. So we want to say hello to all of Louboutin's coworkers. So hi,
hey there,
for coming out. We really appreciate it.
Hey,
we want to see you all in the chats, and as many people subscribe, tell all of your friends, we're trying to subscribe. This is the BGKH show is a movement.
Yeah, come on now. I mean, this is what we're doing. Like, come on, subscribe, come on in. Like, we will be here. We're looking forward to you, and we want to get to know you guys.
Exactly. And with that, I will say thank you all for coming out. God bless you and good night. Mwah. Bye.